In the world of fighting games, there are few franchises that have stood the test of time like Street Fighter. And at the heart of that franchise lies Street Fighter II, a game that not only revolutionized the genre, but also left an indelible mark on pop culture. But before we dive into the game itself, let's take a look at its origins. Street Fighter II was developed and published by Capcom, a Japanese video game company known for their arcade games. The game was released in 1991 as a sequel to the original Street Fighter, which was released in 1987. However, Street Fighter II was the game that put the franchise on the map and made it a household name. The creators of Street Fighter II are Akira Nishitani and Akira Yasuda, who were developers at Capcom during the late 1980s and early 1990s. Nishitani worked as a programmer and designer on the game, while Yasuda was responsible for the character design and artwork. The game features a roster of 8 playable characters, each with their own unique fighting styles and special moves. Players could choose to play as Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Guile, Zangief, Dhalsim, E Honda, or Blanka. The game also introduced a series of non-playable boss characters, including M. Bison, Sagat, and Bullrock. Street Fighter II was a massive success in arcades, and was eventually ported to a number of home consoles, including the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and the original PlayStation. The game's success led to a number of sequels and spin-offs. Capcom also released several updated versions of the game, including Street Fighter II Champion Edition and Street Fighter II Turbo, which introduced new playable characters and gameplay tweaks. The game's popularity also led to the creation of a comic book series, an animated TV series, and a live-action movie adaptation. Street Fighter II tournaments have been a popular competitive scene since the game's release in 1991. The game's popularity among arcade goers led to the formation of local and regional tournaments in the early 90s. However, it wasn't until the advent of online gaming and esports that Street Fighter II tournaments became a global phenomenon. In 2008, Capcom decided to update Super Street Fighter II Turbo for the new generation of consoles, the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. They commissioned Backbone Entertainment to develop the game, which would later be known as Super Street Fighter II Turbo HD Remix. The aim of the game's development was to create a version of Super Street Fighter II Turbo that would appeal to both old school fans and newcomers. Backbone Entertainment worked closely with Capcom to ensure that the game stayed true to the original while also introducing new elements. One of the most noticeable changes in Super Street Fighter II Turbo HD Remix was the graphics. The game received a complete visual overhaul, with all the sprites redrawn in high definition. The backgrounds were also given a new lease of life, with enhanced textures and more detail. In addition to the updated visuals, Super Street Fighter II Turbo HD Remix also featured a completely reworked soundtrack. The game's original composer, Yoko Shimomura, returned to create a new arrangement of the classic Street Fighter II themes. Street Fighter II is widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential fighting games of all time. Its impact on the video game industry cannot be overstated, and its legacy continues to be felt in the countless fighting games that have followed in its footsteps. The overall legacy of Street Fighter II is undeniable. It remains a beloved game among fans of fighting games, and its impact on the video game industry and popular culture will continue to be felt for years to come. And that's the end of my video. I want to thank you guys so very much for taking the time to watch. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you could, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe on the video. It would help me out a ton. And until next time, keep fighting.